This effect has it all, a random selection along with multiple shuffles, cuts and mixing with the cards. And yet despite all of the randomness, you will still find the selected card every single time. This is mind-boggling. This is CoachTrick. Welcome back to CoachTrick. This is a self-working effect that will leave your audience scratching their heads. It's easy to learn, can be performed with a shuffle deck and requires no prior setup. As ever, join us to the end as we explore how mastering magic can give you the tools and mindset to excel beyond the cards and in life. Okay, let's get started. Grab a deck and let's go. Okay, as ever, let's kickstart then by taking a look at the effect itself. Now this is going to be a card location against the odds. So we're going to start with a shuffled deck. So you can just hand the cards to the spectator. They can shuffle the cards as much as they like. You now want the spectator to select a random card. So you're just going to ask them to think of a number between 10 and 20. Not to mention it, but just to think of it. And it's a totally free choice. Now you're going to turn away so you can't see anything that's going on. And you're now going to ask the spectator to take the deck and to deal a number of cards to the table corresponding to the number they're thinking of. So let's say in this instance they're thinking of the number 15, they'll deal 15 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now obviously ask them to do that quietly so you can't hear how many cards are being dealt. We're now going to ask them to take the cards they just dealt and to add the 2 digits of the number they're thinking of together. So in this instance that would be 1 and 5, that equals 6. And then to deal that many cards from the cards they're holding to the table. So 6 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And to take a look at the last card they dealt and to remember that as their selected card. So we can see here it's the 10 of hearts. To place that back on the pile, to give the rest of the cards in the pack that they're holding a shuffle, to place those on top of the pile, and then to place the entire pile back on top of the deck. At this point, you can turn back around. Now you can emphasize, there's no way that you can know what the chosen number is, what the selected card is, or where that card now is in the deck. However, you want to mix things up even further. So you're going to ask the spectator, or you can even ask another spectator, now just to cut off about a quarter to a third of the deck. It's a totally free choice. They can cut whatever they like. Let's say they cut that many cards off just there. You're now going to ask them to mix the cards up like so, by taking one card from the top and placing it on the bottom, and then dealing one card to the table. So one card from the top to the bottom, and then dealing one to the table. And this way they're mixing up the cards and dealing them as they go. And you're going to ask them to do this for all of the cards that they're holding. With that done, you now have a totally mixed up pile of cards on the table. And to show that they're mixed, you can take the pile and you can just spread them face up like so, and the spectator can see that they really are mixed. However, you want to mix things up even further. So you're now going to invite the spectator just to jumble the cards up any way they like on the table like so. They can even get another spectator to help, but there's no question the cards are being totally mixed. And once they're happy, you can ask them just to form the cards back into a single pile. Just like so. At this point, you can quickly recap what's happened. From a shuffled deck, the spectator chose a random number and used that to select a random card at a random position. The spectator then cut off a random number of cards from the deck and gave them a shuffle, and that pack has had a final mix on the table. There's absolutely no way that you can know the value of the selected card or where that card now is. However, you're now going to attempt to find it, quite simply just by looking through the cards. So take the pack and ask the spectator just to visualize their card as you go through the cards, and quite quickly you're just going to remove a single card like so. For the first time now, you can ask the spectator to name the value of their selected card. Of course, in this instance, it was the 10 of hearts. And now you can reveal that this card right here is indeed the 10 of hearts. A mind-boggling card location that's also super simple to perform. So stick around because now I will show you exactly how it works. Okay, so let's take a look at the secret to this effect, and you really do start with a shuffle deck, and that's what adds to the impact. Now you're going to perform the 10 to 20 force, so you're just going to ask the spectator to think of a number between 10 and 20. It's a totally free choice. Let's say they think of the number 14. Ask them to deal that many cards to the table, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. They'll then take the cards they just dealt, they'll add together the 2 digits of the number they're thinking of, so in this case 1 and 4, that's 5, and deal that many cards to the table, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ask them to take a look at the last card they dealt, and remember that as their selected card, so the 4 of spades, place that back on top. They can shuffle the remaining cards, place these on top of the pile, and then the entire pile goes on top of the deck. Now, because of the way that force works, you now know the selected card is the 10th card from the top of the deck. But you want to mix things up a bit more, so just ask the spectator to cut off around a quarter or so of the deck. Again, it's a totally free choice. And now the spectator is just going to mix up this pile by placing one card onto the bottom and then dealing one card to the table like so. One card to the bottom and then one card to the table, and they'll repeat this for all of the cards that they're holding. With that complete, you now know the selected card is the 5th card from the bottom of this pile just here. So all we need to do now is just to spread this pile on the table to show that the cards really are mixed. And now you just need to note quickly the 5th card from the bottom here, so we can see that's the 4 of spades, and you'll know that that is the selected card. So the spectator can now mix up the cards as much as they like. It really doesn't matter because you know the value of their selected card. In this case, the 4 of spades. With that done, you can now reveal the selected card any way that you like. But quite simply, you can just take the pack like so, quickly look through the cards and remove just one, placing it on the table. And all that's left to do now is to reveal that despite all of the shuffling, the cutting and the mixing, this card right here is indeed the spectator's selected card, the 4 of spades. And there you have it. Remember, the power of magic extends beyond the cards. By mastering simple techniques like this, you're not just learning magic, you're developing the mindset to approach challenges with clarity and assurance. Each successful performance reinforces your belief in your abilities, showing that with determination you can achieve remarkable things. Thanks for joining me today. Until next time, keep moving forwards and take care.